my husband and I, about in 1989, we built a home, and every year we had to pay back income tax. Every year we had to pay back income tax. So about 2.5 years ago, I came to In Christ New Hope Ministry, and I became a member last January. And I told my husband, I said, when I membership at a church, I'm going to pay my tithes. And when I first came, I didn't really pay them like I was supposed to. I didn't contribute to the capital campaign. And for about a half a year that went on, and I was blessed, but I wasn't blessed as much as I could have been. So when I became a member in January, I started paying my tithes faithfully. I started contributing to the capital campaign. And my husband is a saver, and I'm a giver. And he said, I got to watch you because you give away everything you got. But I told him, I said, well, I said, I want to contribute to the capital campaign. I said, I want to do $1,000. He said, $1,000? He said, you got to give that much? He said, can you do half? And I said, well, if you can only spare half, I can do half. But I have a little business. I do baking and that. And so he gave me the $500. Well, I played the whole $500 right then and put it in there. But every week, I put $10 in there out of my own little baking thing. So I end up with the $1,000 anyway. So, God has blessed us. And by me doing that last year, this year, we got back money from our federal income tax. We had to pay the state, but we had enough to pay them, and then we had some left over. So that, that just goes to show me that God does what He says He'll do. He is a blessing to us. And we have a friend that my husband and I, we like to fish, and we go fishing all the time. And we take this friend with us. Well, we have to pick him up. We have to take them fishing. Sometimes we have to loan them money, and we have to bring them back home. And so we went once this year, and they said, I want to go fishing with y'all, but I need to borrow $200. So I called my husband. I told him, I said, she said she needed to borrow $200. He said, we ain't got that kind of money. I got to pay these bills because I don't want your mouth poked out. I need to pay these bills. I said, well, they borrow, but they always pay back. And I said, he said, well, I'll see what I got left after I pay the bill. So he said, I can loan her the $200. So we did loan her the $200, and we took her fishing, and she rented this cabin for the weekend. And my husband, I left him helping her unload her and her friend. And I went out on the bridge, and I threw my pole out in the water. So I'm standing out there fishing. And my husband, he comes up next to me. He's standing next to me, and he starts to unfold something in his hand. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, what are you doing? He said, that's the $200 she gave it back to you? He said, no, I found this. Wow. He said, I was walking around the bait shop, and I found $200. I said, look at God. I said, that's God, because we loaned it to her, and of course she paid us back, and we found $200. So that was $400. God just blesses us, even when we don't know He's blessing us. We went fishing the other day, and we went to our usual little spot, and my husband said, I was fishing, I was catching fish, he wasn't catching anything. And he says, I want to move from here because I'm not catching anything. Let's go to the other spot. So we loaded up everything, we went down the road, we stopped at another spot. And we usually go there, and so I went to the little spot where we usually catch him. We wasn't catching anything. He was throwing there, he wasn't catching anything. So something told me, move down there where the tree been cut down, there's a stump down there. So I went past him, and I went down there, and I cast my line out there, and I started pulling in some nice-sized bluegills. So I showed it to him, and he come down there. He said, I'm coming down there where you at. He started throwing in, he started catching bluegills. So I said, I said, well, I'm going to go back down here. So maybe they went down here now, you stay down here. So I go down there, and I started catching some down there. And he wasn't catching any of it. He came down there. He said, you know what? He said, wherever you go, the fish go. I said, I live right. I live right. But faith in God that He will supply all our needs. He has blessed us. He's blessed us when we don't do what He asks us. But I found that when I do what He asks, I'm blessed more abundantly. You know, when I first came here, the first thing I did, I walked in the door and I was greeted with a hug, and I was told to come expecting to receive. I say to you, come expecting to give so that you can receive. You know, I was listening to Joyce Meyer the other day, and she said, you know, some people come to church every Sunday and they take and they take and they take and they take. She said, you get good teaching, you get good preaching, you just good blessings. And we get there. I've been blessed so much. I've learned so much. I've learned how to have faith, how to live out of my spirit man. I've learned that from the teaching of In Christ New Hope Ministry. We have some awesome leaders and teachers, and we just need to have faith and to pour into it so that we can receive the blessing. Pour into the capital campaign. You know, I do it because it feels good. I like the rush. I like the rush. I'm always giving because I like to feel good, and when I give, I just feel good. I don't have to have anything left. I know the Lord is going to take care of me. I have that kind of faith in God, and I know He won't let me down. So I'm saying to you, come expecting to give so that you may receive and continue to walk in your blessing. Amen.